Right now, executives from Sweden's Saab are on Canadian soil with a concrete offer that could quietly end a century of aerospace dependency. This isn't about simply buying their Gripen fighters. It's a proposal to build them here, with Bombardier generating an estimated 12,600 jobs, and, critically, giving Canada full sovereign control over its own mission software. For a nation haunted by the ghost of the Avro Arrow, this is more than a procurement cycle. It's a direct challenge to the very architecture of reliance that has defined our industrial future. But this deal is only the most visible part of a much larger, strategic realignment taking shape. This analysis provides the blueprint to understand it. The offer itself feels like an earthquake. To grasp its real impact, we have to look at these century-old foundations it threatens to crack. How was that system of dependency built in the first place? That system of dependency wasn't a conspiracy. It was a structural reality forged in the heat of World War II, and its logic was inescapable. First, consider the industrial scale. Between 1940 and 1945, the United States produced nearly 300,000 military aircraft, an output that dwarfed the rest of the world combined. This wasn't just a manufacturing advantage, it was the creation of a global center of gravity. Then came the economic architecture. The Lend-Lease Act, which funneled over $50 billion in aid to allies, did more than supply weapons. It deeply embedded American supply chains, maintenance protocols, and technological standards within the very DNA of allied militaries. For nations like Canada, choosing American equipment after the war wasn't just a preference. It was the path of least resistance. It was a rational decision within a system that was already built. The quiet truth of this arrangement was that allies were buying into systems they could operate, but never fully control or independently evolve. And for nearly 80 years, this was the undisputed reality, the balance that defined the skies of the Western world. But a system built for one era eventually meets the realities of another. The cracks in this 80-year-old foundation began to show, and they appeared in the most expensive, most ambitious, and most troubled project of all, the F-35. That single program became the ultimate symptom of a much larger disease growing at the heart of the American-led system. A disease of complexity, cost, and a loss of the very sovereign control it was meant to guarantee. And that disease now has a price tag, $2 trillion. According to the 2025 US Government Accountability Office report, the F-35 program's total lifetime cost is now projected to exceed that number. In 2024 alone, deliveries of this supposedly cutting-edge aircraft were delayed by an average of 238 days. The pinnacle of the established system has quietly become its greatest liability, defined by a level of cost and delay that would be unacceptable in any other field of human endeavor. The core of the problem is a strategic fallacy embedded in its very blueprint. The F-35 was designed to be a jack of all trades for every allied air force, a single solution for a complex world. But in engineering, as in strategy, when you try to be everything to everyone, you become a master of nothing. The resulting complexity has made the platform not only unaffordable to operate at scale, but technologically impossible for partner nations to truly control, modify, or adapt. Allies are now forced to ask a fundamental question. Are we buying sovereign capability, or are we simply leasing dependency at an ever-increasing price? This isn't just an internal government critique. The man who fundamentally reshaped the economics of spaceflight, Elon Musk, delivered his own verdict. He argued the design was broken at the requirements level, calling it an expensive and complex jack of all trades, master of none, and concluding with the plea to stop the worst military value for money in history, that is the F-35 program. When the world's leading private aerospace innovator declares that a platform's success was never in the set of possible outcomes, you have to question the entire system that produced it. For Canada, this isn't a theoretical problem. The initial procurement cost, once projected at $19 billion, has now ballooned to over $27.7 billion. A further $8.7 billion overrun has been documented, a direct consequence of those delivery delays and the pilot shortages they create. This isn't just a budget line item, it's a strategic capability gap paid for by Canadian taxpayers, with no end in sight. But to truly understand the stakes, to grasp the generational cost of getting this decision wrong, we can't just look at the balance sheets of today. We have to look into our own history, at the ghost of another aircraft, the Avro Arrow. That ghost has a name, And for a brief shining moment in the 1950s, it wasn't a ghost at all, it was the future. It was the Avro CF-105 Arrow. Designed and built in Canada, it was, without any exaggeration, the most advanced aircraft of its time. A gleaming white interceptor that could tear across the sky at more than twice the speed of sound. A machine born from a national vision to not just participate in aerospace, but to lead it. Then came February 20th, 1959. Black Friday. The project was abruptly cancelled. Not because it failed, but arguably because it succeeded too well, creating pressure to align with the American defense system instead of competing with it. In a single day, the decision vaporized Canada's world-leading aerospace industry. 14,000 high-skilled jobs at Avro and its suppliers vanished almost overnight. Over $300 million, billions in today's money, invested in the project, simply written off. The prototypes were ordered destroyed. The blueprints burned. It was a deliberate dismantling of our own sovereign industrial capability. This isn't just a painful memory. It's a national scar. It proves a fundamental truth that has defined our strategic landscape ever since. Dependency on a single, dominant partner doesn't just limit your choices. It can actively hollow out your own capacity to create, to innovate, to control your own destiny. The F-35 dilemma. It's the ghost of the Arrow returning. It is forcing Canada to confront the exact same choice it faced back in 1959. Accept the terms of dependency or forge our own path. For our Canadian viewers, the story of the Avro Arrow is more than just a historical footnote. What does that legacy of lost potential mean to you today? Let us know in the comments. But here is the crucial difference between then and now. In 1959, the alternative was erased. Today, as this old pattern of dependency reaches its breaking point, a different blueprint is quietly taking shape. One built not on reliance, but on partnership, a way to finally control our own skies. So, what is this blueprint? It is a parallel aerospace world quietly being assembled by an unlikely trio: the United Kingdom, Sweden, and Canada. The failure of the old model and the deep institutional memory of its costs has led to this moment. This alliance isn't selling another product. It is building a parallel aerospace ecosystem. The architecture is elegant in its logic. The UK provides what it has always excelled at: world-class propulsion in the form of Rolls-Royce engines. Sweden, through Saab, offers the Gripen, a highly advanced, cost-effective fighter platform built from the ground up on open architecture. It's designed to be understood, modified, and controlled by its operator. And Canada brings two critical pillars: the industrial capacity of a giant like Bombardier for airframe integration and assembly, and the globally recognized gold standard in training systems from CAE, a company that already provides its expertise to the air forces of over 35 nations. Stop for a moment. A British engine, a Swedish jet, a Canadian factory. It's easy to see this as a simple international shopping list. That is the precise point where most analysis stops and gets it wrong. If these pieces don't combine to ignite what can only be called a sovereign capability flywheel, a principle that breaks the dependency trap for good, then this is just another expensive project. The power is not in the components. It's in the blueprint that makes them sovereign. Here is what that means in practice. The old model, represented by the F-35, costs over $46,000 for every hour it is in the air. That number is the price of a locked-in, US-controlled system where you are a permanent renter of someone else's technology. In stark contrast, the Gripen's operating cost is estimated between $22,000 and $36,000 per hour. That difference isn't a discount. It is the financial dividend of sovereign control. It's the result of open architecture, of owning the data, of being a partner, not just a customer. This blueprint is not a theory. It is happening in real time. The ongoing proposal for Saab and Bombardier to build Gripens in Canada through a true joint venture is the blueprint made real. It includes full technology transfer. It includes local assembly. It positions Canada as a future export hub for these aircraft. It is the complete inverse of the F-35's closed black box model. This is the fundamental paradigm shift. It offers an escape from the cycle of dependency that grounded the Arrow. It moves a nation from being a buyer of a product to becoming a co-developer of a capability. But this raises a critical question. We talk about sovereignty and control. What does that actually look like on the ground? What does a pilot, a technician, or a commander get to do with this blueprint that they simply cannot do today? On the ground, sovereignty stops being a political abstraction and becomes a set of tangible tools. It provides a pilot, a technician, and a commander with true freedom of action. First, consider weapons flexibility. The blueprint we've been discussing is built on an open architecture. This means if Canada wants to equip its jets with a new European missile, like the Advanced Meteor, the integration process is straightforward. It's a technical challenge, not a political one. It is a sovereign choice. Now, contrast this with a closed ecosystem like the F-35's. To integrate that same missile onto an F-35, you aren't just starting a technical project. You are entering a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar political negotiation that requires a permission slip from Washington. The technology is deliberately designed with gatekeepers. This single difference is the heart of operational sovereignty. The ability to adapt your tools to your threats on your timeline without asking a foreign power for approval. Second, this blueprint ensures an independent training ecosystem. A critical, often overlooked dependency is pilot training. Relying on foreign facilities, especially in a crisis, is a strategic vulnerability. This new model breaks that dependency by design. Using high-fidelity simulators from world-leading Canadian companies like CAE, our own pilots can be trained right here, at home, on our schedule. This generates a sovereign, resilient pipeline of combat-ready pilots, ensuring we always have control over our most critical human asset. Ultimately, this is what gives the blueprint its power. This practical sovereignty allows a country like Canada to finally address its unique geopolitical needs on its own terms. It means having the right aircraft with the right weapons and our own trained pilots to independently patrol our Arctic, the longest coastline in the world. It transforms a defense budget from a simple expenditure paid to a foreign supplier into a direct investment in our own national capability. This is how we move from being a technology renter to a technology owner. But these operational and strategic advantages are only the first layer of the blueprint's value. What if this entire system, the assembly, the training, the lifelong maintenance and upgrades, was designed not just for control over our own skies? What if it was deliberately engineered to be the engine for something far larger, the revitalization of Canada's entire advanced manufacturing and technology sector? That isn't a hypothetical. It is the core design. This alliance offers much more than a defense strategy. It presents a national industrial strategy in disguise, a blueprint for reclaiming the very economic multipliers we've spent decades exporting. Think of it as a sovereign capability flywheel. The initial push comes from the procurement itself. For instance, Saab's proposal for its Gripen and globalized systems projects the immediate creation or support of nearly 12,600 Canadian jobs through local production with Bombardier. That is only the first spin. The true power lies in the sustained momentum. The domestic hub that is created evolves beyond simple assembly. It grows to manage all future upgrades, provide lifelong support, and eventually export to allied nations. With this model, defense spending is transformed from a drain on the treasury into a powerful engine for GDP growth, high-skilled employment, and domestic research and development. This approach aligns perfectly with our own national ambitions. Canada's official Defence Industrial Strategy explicitly calls for creating 125,000 new jobs and delivering $125 billion in economic benefits by 2035. A sovereign framework isn't just an option, it is the most direct vehicle to achieve our own stated goals. And in doing so, it offers the ultimate reversal of our most painful industrial lesson. Where the Avro Arrow story was about dismantling a world-class industry and scattering its talent to the wind, this blueprint is about deliberately building one. It's about turning a historical dependency trap into a future of sovereign capability. However, intellectual honesty demands we acknowledge a difficult truth. Grand industrial blueprints, especially those involving multiple nations, carry their own ghosts. The history of defense collaboration is littered with projects that promised synergy but delivered spiraling costs and political friction. What makes this alliance different? What are the hidden risks? The most formidable risk isn't external. It's not a technological unknown or a geopolitical rival. It is quieter and internal. the trap of organizational complexity. To embrace this new blueprint with open eyes, we must acknowledge that as this trilateral alliance scales, it could fall into the same traps that have plagued European multinational programs for decades. The desire for political equity, where every nation demands its fair share of the industrial work, can become a poison. It can lead to gross inefficiency, debilitating delays, and catastrophic cost overruns, the very problems this new architecture is designed to solve. We have a precise, well-documented blueprint for this kind of failure. It is the cautionary tale of the Eurofighter Typhoon. The project's chronic struggles were not born from flawed engineering, but from flawed governance. It was designed by committee on a continental scale, where balancing the political work shares often took precedence over pure efficiency and rapid innovation. This is not just hindsight. The UK's own National Audit Office and Defence Committee have explicitly warned that these structural failings, which led to billions in extra costs and spiralling schedules, must not be repeated. This presents the final and perhaps most difficult challenge. Having architected an escape from the gravitational pull of US dependency, the alliance must now avoid creating a new trap of its own making, the paralysis of consensus. Its success will be defined by its ability to aggressively enforce its core principles of efficiency and open architecture. So this brings us to the final calculation. The choice for Canada is not between a perfect risk-free path and a flawed one. It is about understanding where the greater risk truly lies. The question we must now answer is whether the manageable risk of building something new is greater than the certain cost of remaining dependent. And that is the final, unassailable truth. The greatest risk has never been the uncertainty of building something new. It has always been the certain, accumulating cost of dependency. For nearly a century, the story of global air power has followed a single script, written by the awesome and undeniable inertia of American industrial might. It was a system that provided stability, but its terms were absolute. Now, the physics of that old world, its staggering costs, and its restrictive, closed-off nature are beginning to fail. The model is becoming unsustainable for even the closest of allies. Therefore, in its place, a new logic is quietly taking shape. Championed by the UK, Canada, and Sweden, this is not merely a new jet or a new competitor. It is a fundamentally different approach, built on partnership, sustainable cost, and above all, the reclamation of sovereign control. This isn't about rejecting an ally. It is about reclaiming a blueprint for self-determination. It is the story of the Avro Arrow finally finding its ending, a conclusion where the history of frustration is transformed into a future of strategic hope. It is the crucial shift from simply operating foreign technology to owning our own industrial and strategic capability. The result feels less like a partnership and more like the early blueprint of a parallel aerospace world. A world where nations can genuinely secure their own skies, their own industries, and their own future on their own terms. If this new cognitive map helps you understand our shifting world, consider subscribing and sharing this analysis. The more people who understand this blueprint, the more likely it is to be realized.